Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Mid-South Wrestling Television Network. I'm your host, Boyd Pierce, and our guest commentator this week is a man who needs no introduction, humanitarian, author, lecturer, Houston promoter, and the dean of wrestling commentators, Mr. Paul Boesch. And we have an outstanding card for you signed by matchmaker Grizzly Smith. Mr. USA Tony Atlas is here, Louisiana heavyweight champion Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and our main event for the North American heavyweight title, Stagger Lee versus Ted DiBiase. However, we had to start. Network time coming up. Stagger Lee has not arrived. We look for him almost any time. If he's here, we'll have him down on the lower portion of the program, as I'm sure our promoter, Paul Boesch, can tell you. You've had things happen like that to you, Paul.
Well, that's why promoters get ulcers, because you make every effort to give the fans exactly what you advertise, and then there are always such extenuating circumstances, traffic, weather, such as we have here right now, and so many things can interfere with a man getting there. But I've never known a wrestler who didn't try his doggonedest to get there when he was due to be there.
Right now, we have Buddy Landell in the ring against the Louisiana heavyweight champion. Let's go for the introduction.
And now a non-title event for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner, at 270 pounds from New York City, the Louisiana heavyweight champion, Hacksaw Duggan. In the blue corner, at 238 pounds from Richmond, Virginia, Buddy Landell.
Buddy Landell in the red, and the Louisiana heavyweight title holder, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Some call him Duggan, Paul. He spelled it with 2 G's, so either way would be proper. So for your comments, let's hear it.
Well, Duggan can say it any way he wants, and he can spell it any way he wants, because when you're that big and that tough and that aggressive, you have the right to do it, and certainly to establish your own name. Now, Duggan is trying to establish one other thing. He's been after me constantly about promoting a Brass Knucks title tournament in Houston. He wants to prove that he's the toughest man in wrestling, and he could get that opportunity, but he never lets me alone and never lets me forget it for a minute. And right now, Buddy Landell can't forget the fact that his arm is twisted up behind his back to hold a hammerlock, and the man who is above him, Hacksaw Duggan, is not averse to stepping in there and making sure that his opponent suffers injury from the application of the hold or applying a turnbuckle in the manner that he did just then. Duggan is ruthless. He is the kind of a man for whom the Brass Knucks title was invented. Bull Curry was the first man ever to win it, and that was way back in the 1960s. And Duggan here believes that he's a modern-day version of anybody who felt they were tough in any era. So Landell into the ropes, and Landell catching the back of the arm, the point of the elbow, and it looked as though it caught him just under the chin, which might have saved his teeth. And Duggan's trying to set him up, whirling slam into the ropes, and the manner in which he manhandles the 225 or 35 pounds of Buddy Landell is proof of the man-to-man strength of Hacksaw Duggan. He may not lift weights, but in wrestling, you've got to have the ability to make that strength against an individual who moves. And there goes a flying spear, and with Landell down, it is a flying spear and a pin for Hacksaw Duggan with 2 G's.
This 2 G's is right, Paul Boesch, and we'll be back after this important message from Mid-South Wrestling Television Network.